Thought it'd be an interesting exercise if we go through a litany of dumb motherfuckers who voted for Donald Trump and now regret it. Let's see what they have to say for themselves.
I voted for him for lower grocery prices. He promised me cheaper prices.
Donald Trump, tell a lie? Knock me over with the feather. I can't see it. I'm sorry, I just don't believe you. Not Trump, he wouldn't tell a lie. I'm sorry, man. If you were... I don't like insulting people, and I'm not trying to insult this woman, really. This is just... I'm trying to genuinely, analyze the situation from an honest perspective. If you were gullible enough to believe Donald Trump after all the lies that he has told over the past 10 years, you are beyond help.
And groceries. And that has not happened. Not only has that not happened, I am getting my food stamps taken. I am getting my cash assistance taken. I am getting my Section 8 taken. I am getting all my welfare governments taken. I did not ask for this.
You did, though. That's the thing. You did. You asked for this. Explicitly, you asked for this. You said, I want Donald Trump. After the dude said he was going to do all of this stuff. He's not doing anything revolutionary or unexpected. We all knew this was coming. You are the only one out of the loop on this. You and the other 33% of the country who were dumb enough to fall for his stupid... Now, aside from all of that, I actually know a lot of people on welfare because I was on welfare when I was younger and, into my 20s and everything. I was on Medicaid and food stamps, and I was trying to get Section 8, but as it turns out, they don't let men onto that very easily anyway. I know this dude named Craig, and he is maybe one of the most soulless people that I know. He's just like a bad person inside, Just a complete piece of selfish as it gets. He's like Donald Trump if he was on welfare. And Craig is on welfare and voted for Donald Trump. I wonder how Craig is faring now. Not very well, if I had to guess.
I would not have voted for him if I knew this was going to happen.
Unfortunately, that's the case for a lot of people, but you were told repeatedly this was happening. This is your fault. Every part of this is your doing.
So what do I do now? What do the people do now? The ones that regret their vote.
There's no round two here. There's no do-over. There's no recall election or whatever the hell. You die. That's what happens next. You get sent to a concentration camp. You starve. That's the next step. You asked for this. I don't want this any more than anybody else, but here's, this is where we are now.
What do we do? I can't go out and get a regular job.
Try taking the gummy bears out of your ears next time and listen to people around you.
It's not even about... It's not
even about ice? Is that what she whispered? Yeah, she whispered it's not about ice. Really? Okay. That's on the bottom of your list. To tell you the truth, this woman hasn't even been affected by the worst of the economic disaster that is, oncoming right now. The tariffs are just about guaranteed to throw us into another Great Depression, and it hasn't hit quite yet, but it's coming. We have seen massive economic contraction, and by the time you see this video, you might start to feel some of the negative effects of that. Buckle up, because you haven't even begun to experience the pain that you brought upon all of us.
It's not even about, these families being separated from their loved ones. It's not about these 5- and 6-year-olds getting their families taken away from them in the middle of a school day. It's not about any of that.
Well, suddenly she cares about that?
It's about me and my food stamps and my cash assistance. Me. That I'm the only one that matters in this country.
You know, at first I thought this was a troll. I don't believe it is. I think she's 100% serious. And I think that the reason she said that is because she feels like nobody else cares about her now. She feels like Trump cared about her, and now he has very clearly abandoned her. And she feels that she has no other choice but to kind of square up her shoulders and fight against this for herself and not worry about anybody else. This is that, that's kind of what got us into this situation in the first place. You're not giving a shit about anybody but yourself, but okay, whatever.
I'm taking my life back.
Good luck on that. Yeah, we got some others. Check this out.
All I can say, I was a dumb voted for Trump only because of my beliefs. People around me encouraged it. I can think for myself, yes.
Sorry, I don't think so. Not only did you see what happened in his first 4 years, but you also saw what happened 4 years later in 2020 when he literally tried to overthrow the United States government. And you still voted for him. So no, you can't think for yourself.
But I felt at the time that was the better choice. Now I'm looking at it with everything going on. It was the worst decision I ever made.
How could you possibly think that was better? How could you possibly think that Donald Trump was better than literally any human being on planet Earth right now, aside from like Kim Jong-un? How could you possibly think that? I don't understand. Kamala Harris, you think she was a worse choice, really? You remember all that people talked back in 2020 about how if Joe Biden wins, they're all going to go to concentration camps, and he's a communist, and he's going to implement his communist vision, and that never happened? Not even close? Well, now we actually have concentration camps. Like actual camps that actual people are being sent to from America, never to be seen again. Now, I'm just gonna, I suppose, like paper over that and understand you're most worried about the economic impact because it's all me in your mind. I hope that the economic impact is piercing that granite ball you call a head for once. It's honestly one of the less concerning items on my list, the economic impacts. It's going to cause untold amounts of suffering, but there are literal concentration camps right now, okay? Literal concentration camps. But you know what? If that's the thing that helps you get there, fine. To tell you the truth, I have no sympathy for any of these people right now, including that woman with the baby who's losing her food stamps and stuff. No sympathy. I have sympathy for the baby, but not for her. Your dumb deserves this. You made literally every part of this happen. This is your fault. You made your bed. Now lie in it. You dumb son of a...
I wanted not to vote. But people said you won't be able to have a say in anything if you don't vote.
And how do you feel now?
I totally regret this. I shouldn't have voted at all.
God, even now, I shouldn't have voted at all? Are you shitting me right now? How could anybody at this moment in time justify saying I shouldn't have voted? Or I should have voted, or I'm glad I voted for Donald Trump? How can anybody justify that? He is a literal dictator. I feel like I'm glad to hear that this pierced that granite skull of his, but I don't know that it did, truthfully. Again, just like with the other woman, it seems like this is all about me, and not about everybody else that's suffering. I mean, God, yes, tariffs are bad, but look at what happened to the millions of federal workers. 2.3 million federal workers just went through a real traumatic experience. Have you ever laid somebody off before, or seen somebody laid off, or been laid off yourself? Do you know what that is like? Millions of people just went through this seriously traumatic experience, and now the tariffs are going to make millions more go through it. I just don't know. God, I don't know where their heads are. We live in two different worlds. God, my kid sent me a bunch of these videos, a ton of them. So I'm going to have to do a part 2 probably to this, but let's watch another. This is Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports. He is, if I remember correctly, I just know a little bit. I think he's a gambling addict, and he's also a millionaire, filthy rich. and he's a Trump voter.
Yeah, I'm voting for Trump. Trump has put his tariffs all over the place. I've been trying to understand them. I don't. And everything's in the because of it.
There's nothing to understand.
Donald Trump just cost me $20 million or whatever he did. Maybe don't be on the golf course.
Everyone in this room, everyone loves you.
My God, dude, I'm sorry. Like, back to the Portnoy thing. Again, I say, you dumb son of a bitch. Did you really not see this coming? How could you not see this coming? Literally, everybody saw this coming. Except for, like, MAGA Potamians or whatever. Jesus. This one is, like, one of my favorites right here. This is Adin Ross. He's famous for having sniffed Andrew Tate's chair after he stood up to use the bathroom. Don't ask me why. He's famous for all kinds of other things, for not knowing what the word fascist is or what it means. Oh my God, dude. You know what? Let's go down the road. Let's take this dirt path. This is Adin Ross. This is him finding out what a fascist is.
What does a fascist mean?
What does a fascist mean? By the way, he got famous on Twitch, I believe, playing NBA 2K. And when I say famous, I mean ultra famous. Holy shit, he's got a lot of money. Like tens of millions of dollars. He's got like more money than he does brains. He's just dumb as a dog. And I'm not saying that to be offensive. He's just really fucking stupid, as you'll see in a second. And he's got somebody that's really, really smart managing his money for him.
It means you are a far right authorization on
Far right ultra nationalist.
Oh my God, ultra analyst, political ideology movement characterized by dictator leadership, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition. So I don't know what that means, bro. I swear to God, I don't know what the fascism is. I don't know what the it is. Benito Mussolini and Giovanni
Gentile. Giovanni Gentile. He was the Italian economics guy, I think.
And Jason Stanley. Like, who the are these people, bro? Never heard of my life. What is an example of a fascist?
Yo!
Yeah, Nazi party led by Adolf Hitler. Anyway, that's Adin Ross. And then there's this one, classic.
You know this.
I have work to do. I'm done. I fixed you.
Where you going?
So they play chess.
I'm ready, bro. I'm really gonna do this. Y'all don't understand, bro. I'm really. And I just want to say, bro.
It is so fucking stupid. Anyway, this is Adin Ross's reaction. He hosted Trump and gave him like a Cybertruck and everything.
Room, everyone loves you, and I just want to say you're a true hero for this country. I don't know how many of you guys are invested in crypto or stocks. What the is going on with our country? Guys, why am I poor?
Because Donald Trump
God, I would love to think that he's poor. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case.
is the nominee against Joe Biden. I won't just vote for him. I will walk over broken glass to vote for him. His giant tariff policy that he just dropped on the market unilaterally, probably unconstitutionally.
This is a vivid demonstration of very well-known, prominent Trump fans, whether they're in your feeds, as they say, or not, going through their own personal experience of the harm of these Trump economic policies as their viewers watch.
Which is important, yeah. I'm glad to see that some of these poor dumb fools are speaking out about how absolutely destroyed their portfolios are. I'm just sad that it was the portfolios that they give a shit about and not the human suffering, the lives, and their own portfolios, nonetheless. Forget anybody else's retirement fund that they now don't have because it's empty, because it's completely worthless because Trump destroyed everything. He destroyed the economy. They don't care about any of that. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. These people are just jokes, and I'm glad to see that they are finally connecting the dots. Tell me your thoughts.